right, hey, hi. Welcome back to Blatherrhea. We're here. I'm John Caparulo.
And I'm Brian Shinanigan. Hi.
Great, fantastic. Well, join us next time. And
we're just going quick episodes now.
We're here. It's just us. It's my Jamie's back, so Madden won't be trying to sabotage our operation this week.
We won't get as much Madden this week.
Yeah, so we're good. How are you?
Good, man. Good, it's been crazy in Vegas. Did you see that fire, that apartment fire thing?
Mm-mm.
Oh, like over like the 215 and Buffalo, this giant apartment complex burned.
Jesus.
So that happened Tuesday, and I drove by it today. It's still smoldering. It's still burning. Like enough that smoke is like going across the freeway. So like 4 days that thing is burning. Like it's crazy.
Still smoldering, but I mean, is the building still up?
Like parts of it, because it was a giant like apartment complex, like a huge like one of the bigger high-rise ones.
Yeah.
And so it was like most of it burned, but it still stayed intact. So now they're in this whole demolition thing, but it's still burning. It's just because it had all the scaffolding up for the construction, because it wasn't just the apartment, it was all the materials inside that they were using for the building and all that stuff. So it was a giant fire.
Yeah, I'll bet. I mean,
and full, like they already know, full negligence. Like stupid employee, like left his shit on and went to lunch kind of thing, and like started the fire.
I can't believe. I mean, it's still smoldering, but the structure didn't crumble. So.
It's great. I think when I drive by on the way to work tomorrow, it's still going to be smoldering like this. It's crazy.
Whoever designed the World Trade Center should have taken some tips from
the Vegas construction. We do union work.
I mean, come on. Anyway, but yeah, it's there's always. I mean, that's the thing is like if you spend any time in Las Vegas, like there's constantly. I mean, everything is under construction all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like since I moved here in 2018, there has never not been construction on Spring Mountain.
Yep.
Coming in like if you Spring Mountain, because like where you cross Las Vegas Boulevard and shit like that, like where because like that's where we go to Harrah's, and now where we go to the Link. It's same thing. It's constant. They move them around a little bit, so it's like they're not always in the same arrangement. But it's just like there's just cones.
Yeah.
Just there, they're just there to piss you off. I mean, they're really like there's nobody. Occasionally, you see trucks out there, some people out there working, but for the most part, it's just
cones and emptiness.
It's just cone storage.
Yeah,
they just store it in the middle of the fucking road.
Yeah,
and
every day you have to decide which puzzle you're going to drive through. It's like they're testing the IQs of and nobody can drive in this town. So there's always the jackass that's going across the cones and doing whatever.
I've never been to a town though where anybody's like, oh no, everybody here is a great driver. Like, boy, when I get on the road in my town, boy, am I pleased with everyone's aptitude behind the wheel. No.
But in Vegas, it's always higher because I think the statistic is like 40% of the population on the roads 24 hours a day is inebriated.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a drinking town.
Yeah.
Drinking and drugs. I think that number went up because that's just liquor. That didn't include weed. So, now that shit is real high.
True.
Because, man, it's like, that's why you see so many like flip over car accidents on the normal streets. Because people get up to freeway speeds on the streets here.
When somebody flips their car and it's like 3 p.m. Like, what the fuck were you doing?
Yeah,
right.
And that's Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
It's just it's like every single lane, like every single street in this town is one lane right now. Everyone. It's even to get here today, extra 20 minutes because the freeway transition was closed. I had to get off, go around, get back on.
See, I have that all, but it's weird because like every time I drive past one of those and it says, like whatever ramp or wherever part of freeway that I'm about to get on is closed from this date to this date. It's never closed though. Like I always, I'll drive it. I'll be like, fuck, I can't. Oh, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah. So it seems open to me.
Yeah. They always post some warning that doesn't ever apply.
And then the day that sign ends is when they start the 5 days of that shit being closed.
Yeah.
Like it's No, it's like Vegas is, like I said, it's a town constantly under construction and constantly tearing itself down, and all it's doing is causing me to be delayed and angry.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's the point, is to piss you off, Brian. So yeah.
I can't be just me. The road rage be up.
No, I definitely I mean, I get mad, but I generally, you know what? For the most part, it's like I don't. The only time I really drive that much, I don't know. I mean, I have to drive to the show at Kimmel's. I gotta make my grocery store trips once a week, and then I gotta make my airport trips. My airport trips are usually either, like around midnight or, as like 6 a.m., something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm generally working around traffic. So yeah.
Yeah, you're never there at the angering times.
No, I've never been a a rush hour person. I don't have to deal with that. Nobody needs me anywhere at 9. So yeah.
Well, even for me this week, like, so there was an accident in that tunnel underneath the airport. It took me an hour and a half to get to work.
Really?
Yeah, because that shit was all just
that
stopped.
one where like the speed limit goes to 35. Mm-hmm. And like, does anybody go 35?
No.
I mean, it's too. It looks too much like Ridge Racer to me.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you want to hit that chicane.
I need to go. I need to go 90 through here. What are you talking about? This is fucking badass.
That was one of the places I got a ticket when I was like coming home from work one night when I was working casino at like 3 a.m. because I would cut into the airport because I lived right on the other side over there, like off Sunset, and so I was like, I would just go right through. I did it every single day until there was just like the bike cops sat there every day for a week.
Yeah,
and they got me for
that's what's got me all like. I still, when I'm on the 215, I'm always like really. I always use the cruise control and shit because I like got pulled over like twice within a week, and luckily the second cop was cool. But like I remember him coming up to the window and like he was, because he told me I sped up because there was a motorcycle in front of me that started going a lot. So I was just flowing with traffic, basically. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, but the motorcycles, we let them go faster. I'm like, oh. Like, I don't remember seeing that sign.
I didn't see that at the DMV. That wasn't on the test.
Yeah, but they really, so they, and he's like, yeah, this is what year, and he asked me what year my Mustang was. I was like, so I guess 2018. He's like, yeah, I got a 19, what is he, he said, he told me he has like a 70 or 71 Boss Mustang. He's like, yeah, it's got 1,000 horsepower. I'm like, oh, I'm sure you drive that 65. Fuck off, man. Why are you wasting my time right now?
I don't need to hear stories of your auto collection.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm sure that's necessary for you to obey all traffic laws. Thank you, officer. But yeah, he was at least cool about it. But yeah, I getting pulled over on it because they were really cracking down hard on the 250.
Oh yeah,
so, I didn't fuck with that after.
No, and like there was a time I think I like 2 times in 2 weeks I got using your cell phone while driving ticket going
really?
down Sahara.
I've never gotten one of those.
Yeah, the cop literally, like, one of them I was just GPSing like to the restaurant I was supposed to go to, and I had my phone here, and like they were like he was creeping through because we were at a stoplight. Traffic was stopped. And they were creeping by all the cars on their motorcycles until they saw somebody using their phone. And I literally just picked up my phone and hit stop on the thing and set it back down. And he was like right out the window right there. And he was like, hey, pull it over. And I was like, what? Like, I'm not even driving. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, he was literally like sitting outside my window, like just to see me touch my phone so he could pull me over. I'm like, I thought that was the most like chicken shit ticket you could ever get from a cop. I was at a stoplight. I wasn't driving with my phone. I picked up my phone at a stoplight, turned off the fucking GPS, ticket.
See, the thing is, I guess I got used to Los Angeles where it was like, I mean, you didn't have that anymore. Because growing up in Ohio and my first like almost decade of driving was in Ohio, like. You'd always have people like, you driving up the highway, and you're like the only car you can see for a long way. So it's like you just see that, like, they have those middle like turnouts in the middle, like where the cops just sitting there waiting, to bait. Whereas like when I got to LA, I realized there were so many cars, like you couldn't really get, speed trapped. It was just like there was nobody waiting. Nobody was waiting in the weeds to go like, oh, that was you. Where it was like there's fucking 6,000 cars that just went by. Like you're gonna know it's me. But it's so I don't know. It's a little bit. I mean, you have that more here, but still, it's not as extreme as it was in Ohio, where with the speed traps. But yeah, I got pulled over those couple of times, and I've been really like cautious ever since because the ticket's no fucking joke either, man. I mean, never mind the fucking points on your license and all that shit, but it's just like I mean, they're not fucking around anymore. The inflation has caused those tickets to go. They're like it was like $300, I think. Yeah,
no,
fucking crazy.
And the city wants that revenue.
Yeah,
you know,
they sure
like,
do.
And like there, when I like by my house on Durango there, like by the freeway, in the morning there are 6 to 8 motorcycle cops lined up there by the freeway entrance.
Really?
In a pullover chain. It's almost weekly. Like that's one of their big money spots.
True,
because people just tear ass through there, and it's like, and I guess it did get you to drive slower in certain spots. It's the same with me. It
definitely slowed me down. But I mean, and I see it a lot. I see a lot, the times where it'd be like, because I mean, like a lot of times I get, where I've had cops even here, where I'm like, I might be driving, 85 or 90, and I've had a car, like a cop, like pull up next to me and just go whoop whoop, like and go. Like yell at me to slow down. Like, oh shit! And, I slow way down. I'm like, whew, all right, fuck yeah, shift change, all right.
He's like, I got to get back to the station.
Because I mean, I've had a few times. I mean, I had one time when I was I was coming back from a road gig up in Northern California, and I remember that was one of the first times like I realized like I could benefit from being on TV and shit, because like I remember the cop pulled me over. I was in my it wasn't this Mustang, I had a Bullet Mustang, and I was coming back from somewhere up in the Bay Area. I did a college gig, and I'm just fucking flying. I was doing at least like 95, and I came over the crest of this hill on the freeway. And, I'm the only car for miles like I can see. And I come over there and I could see the cops sitting on the side of the road. It was one of those times like I was going so fast, and it was like I knew he could catch me. So I wasn't going to like slam on the brakes to insult our intelligence. You know what I mean? Like where I was going to like suddenly like you just hit the brake. No, sorry. Oh, I saw I'm dyslexic. I thought I was going 60, but like what am I going to tell him at that point? That's going to be like, oh yeah, you're fine. And so I went by him. I saw him, get up behind me, and I knew he was pulling me over. And I mean, it was one of those. I'm sure he was happy that somebody was just accepting their fate too. Where he came up to my passenger side window. He's like, "Hi, license and registration." I said, "Okay," and I'm looking for it, and he's like, "Do you know why I stopped you?" Which I didn't realize back that it was like a trap question. But,
the admission of guilt question.
And I walk right into it. I'm just like. I'm like, I'm speeding. And he's like, do you know how fast you were going? I went about 90. And he's like 94. I'm like, yeah, that's, does it really make much difference at that point?
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just rounding down.
Yeah,
give me the round down at
pretty
least.
much, yeah. It's past speeding at that point. You're into, what is it, like, with reckless operation.
Driving. Yeah, reckless driving.
And, and I mean, I was just like, at the time, he probably could have gotten me with a ticket like that. I mean, I probably could have gotten really in a lot of trouble. If he was a dick, I probably could have gone to jail. Really, because they'll do that too.
If you were a dick, you would have gone to jail.
For
sure.
Right,
so.
And I'm never a dick with the guy. I become my whitest self when I get pulled over.
You ain't lying.
Good evening, officer. So happy to see you. I'm so glad. I was hoping to talk to a cop tonight. But he pulled me. I gave him my license and registration, but it was like I had enough time like talking back and forth with him that like he took my license and registration, started to go back to the car, and then his head like comes back up into the passenger window. He's like, "Are you a comedian?" I went, "Oh fuck yeah." I'm like, this is like being a hot chick. Like,
for once,
yes. Fuck yeah, dude. I went, yes, I am. And I better come up with something fucking funny right now. But he was like, oh yeah, I've seen your stuff, whatever. And I'm like, I was on. I think he was a fan of the mobile home disaster show or whatever that I did a long time ago. And whatever it was, came back with a warning and was like, slow down. And I was like, yeah, of course. So yeah, I slowed down for another mile or so.
Yeah.
But once I was out of his, he was. I was very happy that he was
celebrity works sometimes.
He was a comedy fan. Like fuck yeah, dude. But yeah, I mean,
no, because that would have been an expensive ticket.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine. I've never been like I mean, anytime I get pulled over or anything like that, I've never been. I can't imagine like what's the point. And and I'm not saying that a lot of times people aren't right to because a lot of times it is bullshit. A lot of times it is I mean, there's a lot of people with badges and guns out there that really should not have those things because it's like they really wanted to step up their bully game and they needed backing by the state to do it, and that's what they did. But I am extremely fucking polite, and yes sir, even with women. I
think I've said this more than once. Sorry for making you get out of your car in this heat, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I shouldn't have done that to make you have to pull. That's on me.
And I don't try to bullshit anybody either. Where I'm like, oh, I didn't know. No. Like, look, it's just it's. I know nowhere in the world is the speed limit 95. Okay, I know. So it's just like, why am I going to fucking? I don't know.
That Australian Outback has a fast speed limit.
Well, the Autobahn, I guess. But I didn't make a wrong turn and end up across the Atlantic. So yeah, he's just at that point it's like, all right, you're busted. Try to be a decent person and fucking mitigate the circumstances. So.
And I play the stupid card. I just go, man, sorry, I got a lot on my mind. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm just going with the flow of traffic. That's always my excuse for whatever it is. Like, sorry, a lot of life happening. And they're like, oh, yeah, it'd be like that. And I'm like, it'd be like that.
I don't know if I wasn't paying attention as a good.
Well, it's like, I'm just going with the flow of traffic. But, it's like I got a lot of life on my mind, officer. I apologize. And that is the whitest thing you can say to them. Sorry. I got a lot going on. That's the essence of white privilege. I just got a lot going on.
I'm not even saying white. I'm not saying like I act white so they're like they give me white credit.
Yeah.
I sound white because I'm such a fucking ass kisser. I'm like I've just become. There's no attitude or whatever. It's just like
It's just hey.
Would you roll down your window? Certainly, sir.
Sure.
I mean,
why would I not?
I become Ned fucking Flanders when I'm pulled over because it's just I thankily dankily scrum diddly riffers. Fine and dandy like sour candy. Come on, I know them all. Anyway, but yeah, I just
yeah.
Anyway,
drive safe.
So don't drive in Vegas.
Drive safe.
Get a fucking Uber.
Yes. Let somebody else drive. Well, Kat, let's get into the stories this week.
Okay.
Our first story this week, it's kind of a throwback to a story we did before about the guy with the Transformers in front of the house.
Right. Well,
this lady, Ohio woman, refuses to remove 9.5-foot werewolf from her yard. And as you can see from the picture, which
this is a person who can obviously afford a home. Like, you got to think, really. I mean, if you can actually, have a lucrative enough career and be enough of a productive member of society to actually own land and own a house, and then still
have that werewolf money.
You're like, I mean. I can understand putting off taking down the Christmas tree until, fucking February. I get it, man. But, okay, so she put up the werewolf at Halloween, and she's changing the clothes on it, I guess, depending on the season.
Depending on the holiday.
And, as ridiculous as I think she is for, okay, so, you've got a werewolf. You've got a 9.5-foot werewolf in your front yard, and you don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that? I mean, that's common sense, and I don't understand why you would really want to keep that there. I mean, because it's so every time you give directions to somebody, like, mine's the house with the fucking werewolf out front.
That's what's in your Postmates.
At the same time, the whole reason that she's had trouble over this, I guess, is one of the neighbors called. I can't imagine being a neighbor who would go so far as to call. Like, okay, if there's a real werewolf, of course, that's a problem, okay? It's a problem. It's a problem for anybody walking around at night. It's a problem for your chicken coop. It's a problem for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. It's a problem for your high school basketball team. I get it, certainly. But
or is it not a problem?
Well, it depends on who you're rooting for, right?
It depends if you got game. If you got game or not.
Yeah, right. but the I still don't know how Chunk was a fucking high school kid. He was your age. I mean, he looks like you now.
He was smoking cigarettes.
He was like, he's in the locker room like, hey, how'd you do on the math test, Scott? Like, what the fuck? Like, how old are these people in fucking high school? Anyway, we'll get back to Teen Wolf, but still, I mean, the fact that somebody's enough of a douche to call the fucking the city or the cops or whoever, really, like, is this really effective? Like, I mean, because there have to be somebody right near her. Like, is the shadow of the wolf fucking causing is your flower garden dying or something? Like, what's the problem with the werewolf that much that it bothers you enough that you call the fucking authorities and bitch about it?
And unlike the other story we did where it was like an old style brownstone, where all the houses were on top of each other, like the Transformers were literally on the sidewalk on the street. This is a normal suburb house.
Yeah.
The werewolf ain't on the corner.
It's her own yard.
It's in her own yard.
There's
trees and everything else up like a normal suburban yard. And it's like...
okay, I could see if the werewolf had a big, audacious dick.
Just dog out, just werewolf dog. Somebody think of the children.
At that point, yes, I can see how Helen Lovejoy would be upset about it. But I mean, what... I mean,
this werewolf really clearly has pants on.
Is it really? Because I mean, when you're making that call, okay, I'm hoping you're calling the non-emergency line first. But still, it's like when you're in the middle of that call and you hear the first, like, wouldn't you just take a minute to go, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, why am I stirring up trouble for my neighbor? Because the thing is even if she doesn't know it's whoever it is, it's like. Watch, it's probably her husband. But I mean, it's like even if she doesn't know whoever it is, But I mean, like even if she does, she'll still have suspicions of whoever. And it's like, why would you cause that kind of fucking friction with your neighbor over something that really isn't hurting you? I mean, if the less attention you pay to it, eventually the less attention people pay to it, the more ridiculous she'll feel eventually because. If nobody acknowledges the fucking 9.5-foot wolf in your front yard,
with the giant
that's
American
when
flag
you look
on
stupid.
It.
That's when you look dumb. Because when people just ignore it and just she's a fucking crazy wolf lady. Then she starts to go, well, you know what? Maybe this is kind of stupid, and I need to find a minotaur or something to put on the fucking yard.
I need to put this back in the garage till Halloween.
Because I mean, she has it's a Halloween decoration that, even at Halloween, like where did she get? Does it say where she got this?
No, I mean, I think I've seen these before.
Big fucking werewolf. Like, did she make it or did she buy it somewhere?
Yeah, she bought it. No, I've seen these werewolves before. I mean, I think they have them at fucking Home Depot, for Christ's sake.
Really?
They sell giant dragons, all kind of shit. Do you get there over towards the holidays?
No, I don't go there. Yeah.
I'm amazed, and even at the Spirit of Halloween stores, they sell this kind of crap. I mean, they're not well made,
right?
Right. It's not like she. I'm sure she didn't spend thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you would think that, like, if I'm a teenager back then, I'm vandalizing that at some point. We're probably gonna either. I don't know if we'll set it on fire because that gets kind of clannish. But it's like burning a wolf on your lawn. I don't know what the symbolism of that is, but it's probably not good. But it's. I just,
She dresses up in clothes. She changes the clothes for the seasons and holidays.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Because it's getting attention.
Yeah.
And
that's all. This is just a straight attention thing. All right. And desecration of a flag. You should not be doing that with the American flag. I'm just saying, like, it's.
But see, okay. See, of all things, though, like, that's really, I don't understand how that's desecration. I know why you understand that there are certain rules that you're supposed to go by. But I'm not a Marine, so I don't give a fuck.
It's not a flagpole.
It's
I'm
just
just
a
saying.
fuck. It's a sheet.
It's a sheet.
That's all it is.
You're
It's a
right, you're not
fucking
wrong.
sheet.
You're not
Just
wrong.
relax. But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
It's still just ridiculous. It's like you said that the neighbors call, like, just let the lady be the freaky lady.
yeah, just let her.
If she
I mean,
had-
it's her
if she
yard.
had 100
It
garden
ain't
gnomes,
fucking. I mean, of
you
all
know,
things, it's
like-
just pick your exactly. Like we talked about before,
Yeah.
it's a garden gnome. I mean, just because it's her gnome happens to be a huge fucking okay. Like unless her neighbors are the three pigs, the three little pigs live across the street. I can see how that might bring exacerbate their PTSD. I get it because you know what, that's a problem. But if the three little pigs aren't who called the cops, you're a dick. You're just kind of a dick.
Well, I also like this. If some dogs are shitting on your lawn, this is good to put on your lawn because you think the dog's like, I
Right.
don't want to go near the werewolf.
I wonder
you
what the
know?
dogs react to it. Like, I mean,
Yeah. It's an odd thing.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think Lando's skittish around weird crap like that. I don't think he would go near. Like he'd be like, nope. Like I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Because it does not look like a bush or a tree or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, Doughboy's
it's a hell of a
scared of
scarecrow.
everything, so yeah.
Yeah.
But Barney wouldn't have given a shit. He would, yeah.
He'd been like,
Hey,
I'm
let
gonna
me
go
pee on this real quick, and then just move on. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, I bet that these stories never end.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
end,
with this one, again, I don't. If I'm the person, if I live in this house, whether I don't. I wouldn't want that in my yard. I would just be like, "What? Can we get rid of that shit?" But at the same time, if you're a neighbor, pick your fucking battles,
Yeah.
man. It really, of all things, really, is bothering you that much? I mean, you're acting like the real monsters live there or something. It's like you got a problem with everything they do. It's a stupid wolf statue. Let it go.
It is literally a Halloween store statue.
Right.
Let it go. Let it go. I guarantee there's somebody out there that has like one of those giant inflatable like snowmen or whatever they leave up year round. You know what I'm saying? Those like,
right. Or they have all those stupid lawn decorated with the with all the like the. Whether it's a garden gnome or there's people like back in Ohio, they'd have fake fucking deer,
yeah,
and not just like reindeer at the holidays. It would have like a forest scene in the yard or whatever.
With a full size deer.
They'd have the fat lady bending over with the bloomers and shit. Like it's like that. That's just. I mean, it's your yard, man. Fucking whatever. Yeah. It's like I can see, like if you have a cannon in your yard and it's pointed at my house, then I'm affected by that, but it's like the
Mary Poppins style.
The wolf. It's not a real wolf, so I'd say let it go.
Yeah. You just gotta let things go, people. Pick your battles. Pick your battles.
Fucking get over it, dude.
Speaking of battles, Cap, this is a big battle. This is our from friends at the UPI here. Put on the screen for you guys. So, shark bite outs 619-pound marlin from finishing turning, and the team winning a $3.5 million prize.
That's the fucked up thing. Is like the prize that they look. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like being. Yeah. I mean, you
catching
really
a fish?
A 619-pound marlin. So, but it like had a bite taken out of it from a shark, and I'm assuming that that happened while the marlin was reeling. And it's like I mean, there's nothing you can do about that, but just the fact that you almost had a $3.5 million prize, which, how the fuck is that a prize for fish?
Yeah.
Like, where does that money come from? What sponsor or whatever is making that kind of a pool for fucking catching a fish? I mean, that's where it's a real, that would be devastating. The fact that, because if it's just, oh, yeah, we didn't take first prize and we got, we got the fucking red ribbon instead of the purple, whatever. I don't know how the ribbons work anymore, but but to lose millions of dollars because a fucking shark took a bite out of your...
He fought that fish for 7 hours, too. A 7-hour fight with that to win the thing. And honestly, it should have weighed more. It was already a record. Like, it's like he still won that with a chunk out of it.
Still a record with
so it's like, and it's like, And all these fishing tournaments and shit that's happening lately, there's all these controversies of people shoving weights in them and doing all that stuff. So
Yeah.
now it's practice all these fishing tournaments that they randomly slice open fish to check for weights now. Because people be cheating because the prizes are so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like a bass boat and shit like
I
that.
caught a bluegill, but somehow it weighs 45 pounds.
Well, that's exactly it.
Jesus.
So it's like, but in this case, that's natural ocean. Mm-hmm. That's, you know, that is a shark.
Like, what are you
going to
do about that, right?
And taking the bite out of it. You know, it's like, I mean,
but,
how many fishing stories
it
where
is
they
in the
strapped it
rules
to the side
beforehand.
of the boat,
This
you
isn't
know?
like, you know, it's not like a thing where they made it up after the fact. It was already in the rules. It's just not something you would think would actually come up. And because, like, how are you supposed to know if he's fighting this thing for 7 hours and at hour 2, the fucking, you know, a
Shark took a
mako
bite out
shark
of
comes
him.
by
Yep.
and goes, and then, you know, he doesn't know until hours. I mean, because the thing still fought him with a fucking shark bite taken out of it, too, which is fucking amazing. I mean, you know, look, I think that's. Did you ever get it? Have you ever fished?
Yeah, I have fished many, many times.
Yeah.
You want to know a fact? I've never caught a fish ever.
You never caught a fish ever?
Never caught a fish ever.
Really?
Yes. Freshwater, deep sea, all kind of bait. I've done shark fishing in Hawaii multiple times.
Yeah?
I paid the dude an extra $100. I was like, put me up at the front of the ship. Give me like 6-7 rods. I was like, make sure I want to catch something this trip. Not a fucking thing.
I'll be honest. I've been on I don't think I've caught a fish in a good 25 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Because I mean, I've gone fishing like down at, like in Florida, you know, we've gone to, like Jamie's grandparents and her aunt and uncle live down there, like in the same little neighborhood. And there's a lake right behind their house. And, you know, when I first met Jamie in 2010, we went and visited them. And then there was another time or two we'd taken Madden. I know both. I remember the first time I went fishing there, like Jamie was like, you know, you can go fishing there, like, you know, and she's like, you know, she hates fishing, but she said, you can go fishing. So her uncle gave me a fishing pole and gave me a lure, which I've never fished with lures before.
Uh-huh.
I'm not good with shit like that. I've always been live bait.
To make a rig, you know, yeah.
Right, and I mean, I was trolling for hours, nothing. I was walking all the way down to nothing, and then I'm clear down the lake, and I hear screaming coming from over at Jamie's aunt's house, and because Jamie caught a fucking largemouth bass and needed me to walk all the way back and take it off the fucking hook. So not only did I not catch a fish, I got to hear her talking shit. That
After she didn't
I
want to
just
fish.
threw it in and I caught a fish. And like she really still to this day thinks I'm mad that she caught a fish or that she beat me at fishing. And I'm like, no, I'm mad that I didn't catch a fish. I'm not mad that you caught a fish. That's great. Fantastic. I'm glad I saw that there are actually fish in the lake, but I didn't fucking catch it. Because the way I've always been, like, the way we did, like, me and Madden went somewhere around here a couple years ago that was terrible, too. There was nothing biting, nothing. I don't think it was Lake Mead, but something. But anyway, the way we used to fish back at home, like, we would, me and my ex-brother-in-law, we used to, like, it'd be usually around May. Like, we'd go to this dock at this lake, you know, where we live by, like, that, these, like, little baby bluegill, they would, like, be hatching right around or whatever that time of year, like in May, and we catch them with this little chunk of worm, like on a little hook, and then just cast the little fucking bluegill out in the middle of the lake, and it would be just like Quint and Jaws with the fucking, like, you'd be strapped in like this, and just all of a sudden you just see your line go, and then like you'd fight this largemouth bass coming back in, reel him in, and it'd be so funny too because the fucking tail of the bluegill would be hanging out of his mouth, and it was badass. So fishing like that was always the way I always fished with live bait. I always fished with like
and successfully.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but I mean, I've never caught shit on a lure though. I've never even. I mean, for years I tried. There be even times we would go like to this. It was a dam like across the border in West Virginia, because this was the early to mid 90s when we had shit else to do, and I remember we got up early. Me and my friend Josh and a few other guys went over this dam, and like, I mean, you would just drop a line. You had to go really early because it wouldn't bite past it. We would lift these fucking catfish out of there that it was like, I mean, they weighed as much as my dog. Like,
Damn.
it's like, holy shit, and you'd have to reel it all the way up this dam.
Yeah.
That's
double
it was
dam.
like it was really like they were we caught some big ass fish like that, but I've never but I really haven't been able to, since I moved away from Ohio to go to LA. I just got away from being able to fish with any sort of regularity, and I mean I love fishing with like I said, with live bait and just being out there fucking just chilling and catching fish. But
I've done so many. I've done the Catalina deep sea fishing. I've done deep sea fishing in Hawaii. I've done deep sea fishing in Mexico. I did a deep sea fishing thing in Mexico where they guaranteed you get a fish or your money back.
Yeah, you got my luck, dude.
Back.
You got my
money
yeah.
back. Like, even they were like, we don't understand, senor. I'm like, it's just me. Like,
That's it's always been for me. I used to do a bit about, like, because me and Jamie went right after we got married, we went on a whale watching tour.
Mm-hmm.
I did a bit about like I'm always you should have been here last week. John,
jumping out of the water.
Last week
it was National Geographic.
Yeah, we had whales fucking, they were coming, they were doing jumps over the boat. There were mermaids giving us hand jobs and everything last week. You should have been here last week.
Out, you kiss it
since
like
John's here, we've got a couple dead fucking trout floating in here. Yeah, it's just fucking awful.
I am the king of that should have been here last week. Like, the king.
I have the worst.
Oh my god! Last week, you should have seen it. It was incredible. Like it was like a fishing tournament here.
Yeah,
like,
right. So that makes this week even worse for me. It's like, man, God damn it!
Just tell me it's been like that for a while, and that's how fishing
it's always
is.
Like this whole thing's a scam. We're actually this whale watching towards. You didn't expect to see him in a lake, did you? Well, that's where we are. Yeah, it's fucking I have the worst. But I can't imagine competitively fishing for something that is so. It is really. I mean, I mean, I'm sure like you can consider fishing a sport, but it's really. It's more of a game there because it really is. It still comes down to luck because. Okay, that guy happened to get that particular marlin to bite on his line.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's really, much that you can really do about that, but I can't imagine competitively fishing like that. That would really, that's like really putting a lot of pressure into an otherwise relaxing activity. I don't know.
Well, we used to fish for food. Like that was how fishing came on, is we was going for food.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it for sport because we don't need the food. It's like we catch the food in giant nets and industrial things. We don't need to go out and catch a marlin.
And because of that, we're gonna need we're gonna have problems soon. Yeah, but
I mean, dude, it's even local podunk like middle of nowhere fishing tournaments. It's like $30,000 first prize or like $100,000 bass boat or crazy crap like that. I mean, there's a reason why all these people cheat. Because the money is too.
When the money
good
goes that
not
high,
to
of
risk
course
it.
you're going to try to do that. Because it still just leaves it up to chance, of course. Because if you do something like that, you're at least trying to be somewhat in control of your own fate there. I mean, because if you're not, you're completely leaving it up to chance. And when stakes are that high, of course people are going to try to do whatever they can. I guess.
Well,
I mean,
now they're
not
getting
that
more
I
creative.
condone it.
They're stuffing them with like other fish to increase the weight. Sometimes they'll even just get straight up fish from the grocery store and just shove them in there. Like it's like, it's just that fish just ate a lot of fish.
Yeah, I get.
But it's just they're getting so creative.
I'm gonna get my cousin to dress up as a fish.
One dude I read filled up the fish with foam.
But I mean, like, why if you could have somebody dress up in a fish costume well enough, swim around down there, and I don't know. Yeah. See if you can pull it off. I don't know.
Just if they come to cut you open, bro, I can't help you.
Okay, in this particular fishing tournament, does it matter what kind of fish you catch?
Mm-mm.
So it just matters how big the fish is that you caught. Is that the contest? Whoever catches the biggest fish.
Yeah, I don't think it's just marlin fishing.
Yeah,
It's just the international, because you can get a big shark.
Yeah.
Or you can get something else. It's just the international GFA, the
That would
Fishing
suck. That would
Association.
suck if you got your friend or something to dress up as a fish with scuba gear or something, and they did cut him open. Yeah, I guess you'd feel bad.
Yeah, since they lost, the second place team won, and they had a 480.
That would be one where like if you're the second place team. I mean, I don't know.
But
I guess if it's like these people are strangers, fuck them. I don't know. Or would you? I don't know. To me, I would feel guilty and be like,
especially because
hey,
their fish was 200 more pounds than your
Yeah.
fish. I mean, that was far and away a bigger fish.
yeah,
I mean, and then but like they said, 271 boats participated in this thing. That's a lot of fucking people.
It is,
That's a lot
man.
of crews of drunken dudes out there. You know, I mean, but why wouldn't you? You're if you get that big fish, you get millions for it.
yeah.
So it's like I see the allure because everybody wants a get rich quick scheme. I mean, one fish could change your life.
Is that $2.7 million in cash or check? Sorry,
Due to tax purposes.
I've been watching Jaws a lot, and I because I'm doing that. I'm still working on the video, so yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it's
Mrs.
just, it's-
Kintner fucking giving the prize again. Man.
but it's just like it's fishing. I mean, but I mean, yeah, they have to be strict about this stuff too because there's so many cheats.
Yeah.
But it's just adding stuff, yes, but taking away, I don't know. It's just nature. You can't fight nature.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to our next story. I'm gonna put it on the screen here for you guys. A Pennsylvania company cooks up 17-foot piece of turkey bacon for world record. Look at that bacon cap, huh?
Boy, there is a moderately satisfied giant somewhere. It's like, yeah, I guess it's okay. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why would you? Why would you make something that big of something that's that fucking terrible?
Yeah.
Turkey bacon's never good. Like, any bacon that's not pig bacon fucking sucks. It just does. Stop fucking, like, why? I mean, I can see where you can pull it off, where there's certain types of things that you can make a turkey version of something where you're just like, yeah, and I wouldn't know. Or like when you make like beef franks instead of the fucking pork dogs or whatever. It's just as good, if not better. But it's like turkey bacon. It tastes like fucking cardboard, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts. It's like eating fucking. They should put turkey bacon in Topps baseball cards, because that's basically what it is. It's that fucking disgusting hard chippy gum. It cuts your mouth open, and it's like Millhouse. I cut my cheek on fucking turkey bacon. It's terrible. Like, it's never, like, anybody who ever says that turkey bacon is good, they're just telling themselves that because they feel better about the health ramifications. Like no, this is good. This is just like real bacon, because you are so far removed from real bacon. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
They're living a lie.
You are, and you upset me, because I could never imagine how what have we ever discussed my particular culinary choice for bacon?
No.
All right. See, I actually
I'm settling in for
I
this.
grew up on this. My mom used to put it in my lunch because I didn't put on weight till I was about 30. So it's like I have the same diet I always have. It's just my metabolism was like, I'm getting off here. Bye. Enjoy the rest of the ride, John. And I've been on my own since then, getting fucking fatter and fatter. But my parents, my mom found this, like there was some restaurant or something that made this sandwich, and I still make it occasionally now when I think of it, have some bacon or whatever around, and Jamie always gives me a bunch of shit to tell me how gross. She won't try it, of course, but and even Elvis, I guess, used to fly because what an eccentric fat guy he was. So he would like fly to somewhere. If it was just like Tennessee, Georgia, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, bacon and peanut butter sandwich. It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've had a bacon and peanut butter
You
sandwich.
have?
Yeah.
Okay, so
No.
this isn't a.
You're not. I had
feel
that
for you.
in a restaurant.
I'm not that blown away that you have. But I mean,
I'm sorry, John. I'm about this life.
Not you, Brian.
Not you.
But yeah,
I'm so surprised.
Yeah, Brian, you too. But it is. If you haven't tried it, like some people, you just tell them bacon and peanut butter sandwich, and they'll go because it just doesn't sound right. I mean, but I swear to you, try it. It is so fucking good.
No, there was a place in Santa Monica that did a peanut butter and bacon jam.
Oh yeah,
it was actually pretty good. It was, yeah, it was like I don't think I would raw dog that bacon jam solo, but it worked with the peanut butter.
Yeah,
like
so I've never been into like anything like the jam. I don't know would be. I don't think
I was skeptical too, but it was like sometimes it pays off. Most of the time when they're like, oh, this is a truffle infused something.
See, I need the actual bacon there though to like.
Well, there was bacon in it
too. Chew it.
There was bacon in it too. It had like a crumbled bacon throughout, and then with the jam.
Okay.
So it was a twofer. So it wasn't just, like there was still I still got my greasy pops, you know what I'm saying, with that bacon, because that's what you want, like that peanut butter and that grease. Like,
well, yeah, especially because, I mean, if you get it, like, because I always microwave my bacon, so I put it, like, right, like, if you put it on there hot, it still, like, kind of gets the peanut butter all melty.
Just a little gooey.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a good-ass sandwich, dude. I mean.
No, I think, like, when we were kids, Grandma used to make, when she made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, she would put a layer of butter first. So butter, then peanut butter and jelly. So it was like extra, like I know, man. I
know people like butter, but like Pop-Tarts and shit like that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody told me a long time ago when I was working the door at the Comedy Store. This girl was. I still remember this. She might have worked at the Comedy Store for like a month as like I think she was like They had like this front bar, and they'd hire these girls to be bartenders out in the front like patio. Anyway, this girl might have been there a month, but she still has an effect on me to this day because I still, whenever I get ramen noodles, like, dude, fucking no, you drain all the water out of there. You get your. I like chicken flavor. You get your chicken flavor packet. Get your butter, melt your butter, and you mix that with it. Dude, that's the shit for fucking ramen. Yeah, I mean, you might have to take breaks in your podcast, like I have. Might have to take chum marker breaks, like I have.
But the butter will do it to you.
Yeah, man, the butter does it every time.
Butter noodles, baby.
Butter, fuck yeah, butter. But yeah, like the but see, yeah, it's as good as.
But those are all good, delicious things.
Yes, they are.
17 foot of turkey bacon. Like, is not. Have you ever gotten turkey bacon in something where they didn't tell you it was in there? I don't think so. Like I ordered like a club sandwich and it came with like turkey bacon on it.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Like
and see, you would know from the start.
It is the worst. I can say it happened 2 weeks ago. I was at a place that we went to. It was by the office. I got that club. I got a bacon and chicken bacon's club. The bacon was fucking turkey bacon.
And it just falls apart.
It did not say it on the menu.
It just falls. It just crumbles.
Don't tell them you're getting bacon and give me turkey.
They might as well just put a fucking picture of bacon next to it or put it on. Like it's like Madden has the like toy kitchen. It's like toy bacon. It's not even bacon.
No,
it's just basically it's a prop.
So when I took a bite of my sandwich,
it looks like bacon. We're gonna tell you it's you're gonna make you feel better about eating it, but it's fucking awful. It's just fucking terrible.
But when your brain wants that certain flavor, and I took that first bite of that sandwich, and I was just like, what the fuck is, like, what is this cardboard, like, crunchy, dusty thing? And I was like, I asked Leah, I'm like, what's the bacon? She's like, oh, it's turkey bacon. I'm like, it didn't say on the menu. It's like, oh, it's healthier. I'm like, bitch, I did not order a chicken bacon sandwich. Like, look at, do you think I'm making
it's not healthier
choices?
Because now I'm depressed.
Yes.
Okay? See, it's not good for my mental health because now I'm sad. All right? Because you had to fucking, I was all ready for some bacon and you gave me fucking,
sadness.
Tops chewing gum is what you gave me. You gave me Tops gum instead of bacon and I hate you for it. Fuck that shit.
But just because she was so nonchalant that, like, oh yeah, it's better for you, like whatever. And I'm
right, like you're just supposed to be okay with it. Like I mean, come on.
But it's almost the equivalent of like, oh, if like the chicken was also like tofu. If she gave me like a tofu and like turkey bacon, it's like, order a chicken club. Oh, but it's the same. It's healthier for you. And it's like, no, that's not what I ordered. You know,
right? It's
but
like,
I mean, how they even made?
I
this
ordered
thing.
a grilled cheese, and you slapped me in the face. Well, it's better for you than the grilled. I understand it probably is in the long run, but I want a fucking grilled cheese, you dick.
But I mean, like, there ain't no 17-foot turkey. You know what I'm saying?
There's
no process.
Well, there's a lot of fucking turkeys.
A
lot of turkeys died for your fucking stupid record there. A lot of turkeys died to make terrible bacon.
It was like a paste. Like they just spread out like this kind of paste, and they cooked it until it's like this thing, and that's turkey bacon. It's just
that's like what they did with the paste, to make it that big. I guess.
Yeah,
that's like the fucking Arby's roast beef thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, because
it comes out of a tube, doesn't it?
You want to watch the video here? We'll look at the video.
Sure, we'll watch the video.
It's only like 48 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I got time.
All right, here's our video.
The new title today. They now hold the official world record for longest piece of turkey bacon. Most of you probably didn't even know that was a thing. Well, the slice had to be at least 16.6 feet long to land their record. Theirs came in at 17 feet and 3/4 of an inch. The piece took over
capacity crowd.
Why is there a crowd?
In a smokehouse oven that's about 25 feet long and 10 feet wide.
But look at that shit, dude. It's just a formed
we're one of the largest turkey bacon
paste.
manufacturers in the country, and we got to go big or go home. And with it being the longest day of the year, why not make the longest slice?
Of course, why not? Well,
that
in order
adds
to
up.
be 100% official, it needs to be eaten, so they're hosting a BLT luncheon and will donate the rest to Lebanon County Christian Ministries.
Oh boy, you're gonna have a lot of dissatisfied homeless people then.
Dude.
Great.
Oh my god, that is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. So it has to be eaten to be the record. So people have to consume that for them to get the record.
Jesus Christ.
That's I never knew that somebody actually had to eat these record things for it to be a record.
I didn't either.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But how would you like to be at that homeless shelter they donated the rest of that to? And be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you giving me here?
It's figuratively, it's like saying, here, eat a dick.
Yeah, literally.
Here's a fucking 17-foot dick. Because it'll be just about as enjoyable.
Eat our garbage world record bacon. Like, and they get a tax write-off for that shit. Oh, we donated this X amount of dollars for bacon.
Hey, it's just, I mean, I don't even want to know about the process. It's just like any piece of turkey bacon. I'm just disinterested.
It tastes like sad.
Yeah, it's a fucking, it's cardboard. It's fucking awful.
We are very, don't bring us no turkey bacon.
No turkey bacon. Just real bacon, some peanut butter, wheat bread, because I'm really, I'm trying to maintain my figure.
See,
I don't know
you're
what
one
that means,
banana
but
away from being Elvis, because he liked that peanut butter and bananas with the bacon. Was
Elvis's
thing.
I mean, I'm working on dying on the can, so don't worry about it.
When I was in Hawaii, they have those Elvis pancakes, that place that makes like the giant pancakes, and it's pancakes covered with peanut butter and bananas and bacon.
See, I never understood the peanut butter banana thing. That to me sounds like gross, like some people might think with peanut butter and bacon. Peanut butter and bananas sounds like why would you want to do that? And I've done different combinations of that. I remember we used to have peanut butter and lettuce sandwiches. Those weren't bad.
Are you kidding? Peanut butter and lettuce sandwiches?
I remember having those as a kid. I don't know who came up with that idea in my house, but it was the only time I ever enjoyed lettuce in my life.
I have never heard of a peanut butter and lettuce sandwich.
Yeah, not bad.
But I mean, I've heard of a Snickers salad, though. They eat a lot of stuff in that Midwest there that's like...
I didn't know for the longest time that, like, celery with peanut butter on it was called the ants on a log thing, because they would put because we didn't put the raisins on. Yeah. My dad took all the raisins to put them in meatloaf for some fucking reason, which...
What?
He would ruin a meat. Like
that is some white
every time we
shit
ate,
right
every
there.
time we ate meatloaf in my house, we'd always have to have the regular meatloaf and then the one my dad would ruin with fucking raisins, because it was like,
why?
Well, because I mean, every time you eat meatloaf, you're like, man, I would really like the taste of a hot booger inside of this.
I mean, does it make it moister? Like, there's no
fucking
pop
gross,
of flavor.
man. I don't know. You have to ask. He got that recipe somewhere, but he would make fucking raisin meatloaf all the time. It was fucking disgusting. So we'd have the good one and then the one for him to ruin.
That's what gives the white people a bad that we want to put raisins in everything. Potato salad, like all that stuff.
I hate raisins and everything except Raisin Bran.
Raisins, everything.
No.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Peanut butter jelly time, guys. That's where. So that brings us to the end of the week here,
Peanut
Cap.
butter bacon time. Peanut butter bacon. Anyway,
Where you at? Where you at?
So we're about to wrap this up.
You got a lot of. We got our. Of course, we got Kimmel's. Pretty much every Tuesday. And,
Tuesday.
Almost every other Thursday at this point, it seems.
And then,
so we're there all the time.
I'm at home for a minute, for a few weeks, and then I'll be back out. Zany's in Rosemont.
In July.
So Chicago, I'm coming your way. That'll be cool. I'm there, July?
Middle of July,
14th,
14, 15,
15, 16, yeah. So, yeah, that'll be great going back there.
Lots of shows.
And, the Kimmel Show, and then I'll be going back to Cuyahoga Falls again soon at the
Funny Stop.
Funny Stop.
825. And like I said, I'm still. We talked about this one last week. I'm still blown away that that's the first club you did comedy in, and that you're going back to do comedy at the first club you ever did comedy in.
Yep.
I said, it's just when you're. I think when you're on stage, it will kind of hit you with a little bit of a surreal feeling. Like,
I'm sure it will. And
on the flip side, you'd be like, "Fuck, they need to remodel this place."
Well, it'll just be like, I've come a really long way.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm back. No, it's kind of a cool. That's why I wanted to go when they asked me to come. I thought it'd be really cool.
I think that's such a unique thing.
Yeah.
And then you're in Louisville in September.
Yeah.
And Harrah's, is that Harrah's?
Harris.
Michigan.
Harris,
Michigan.
Island Resort.
Casino.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
so you can find all this.
I'll be places. So yeah.
Find all this on johncaparulo.com. Follow the podcast. You're already here, so I think you're already probably following. But tell your friends. Share the stuff. That's what we need. Share the stuff. Tell more people. Follow me at brianshanigan.com. We're here every week. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah. Turkey bacon fucking sucks. All right, that's what I'm getting at.
Fucking sucks.
Turkey bacon fucking sucks. And if you have a wolf in your yard, you should grow up. But I'm not gonna report you.
We're out.